Up next, how dads can support new mothers who are breastfeeding. And still to come, an activity to help dads bond with their new babies, baby massage. Thanks to an email from Heather in Madison, Wisconsin, we're exploring how dads can become part of the breastfeeding process. Let's take a look at how these new parents worked as partners in the breastfeeding of their new baby. Let's watch. Now, obviously, Steve and the dads we have here are very supportive of their wives. But Dr. Karp, what are some of the misconceptions that men may have about breastfeeding?
Well, the biggest one, of course, is that, well, breast or formula doesn't really matter, and it does make a difference. Formula's only been around for about 50 years, and it's kind of a simplification of what breast milk is. Breast milk's much more complicated. Every year we're learning new things that are in breast milk, and the formula companies try to change the formula to make it better, but breast milk is incomparable. Also, sleeping. Formula-fed babies traditionally are known to sleep a little bit longer than breastfed babies. But if you use swaddling and like a womb sound CD all night long, your breastfed baby will sleep an extra 1 to 3 hours at night too. So you can get the sleep you need even with breastfeeding.
Right.
And then the third is sexuality. Because, you know, everybody is tired, and, you know, there are a lot of issues about intimacy that kind of sometimes go by the wayside at the end of pregnancy. And then it's confusing when the baby's born. There are these big breasts, and you don't know, are they for the baby, are they for me? And, you know, it becomes an issue that really requires that parents talk and communicate so that it's really clear what's going on, so that both of you needs are met, as well as the baby's needs, of course. But ultimately, you need to be a happy couple to be a happy family.
Right. And we saw bonding, too, with the dad. So tell us, Jason, how do you bond with baby, with Isabel?
I found that, you know, the important thing is, like, when she needs to get as much rest as possible. So as soon as she's done breastfeeding, I would take Isabel into the changing table, and I would sing to her. I play guitar to her. I read her a story. Like, I make it fun. And to this day, every time I put her down on it, she just gets the biggest smile. Like, she could be starting to cry and fuss. The moment I put her down, she's like, "Oh, we're gonna do something now. Okay, we're gonna sing. We're gonna, you know." And I make it fun, and it's good for me. Like, I know I can take her in there and put her down, and it's a guaranteed smile. So, you know, this making up songs and the playing the guitar and reading her.
I can see how she can enjoy that. Absolutely. KAHLIL, how do you bond with the twins?
Like he says, I do a lot of hands-on stuff with music. So I'll put a baby here on the little carrier, and I'll play the drums, and then the baby seems to like that. So I'll play the piano with them and sing to them. And as far as helping Ginger out, if I can help with like something simple by putting a pillow to raise the baby up while she's breastfeeding, anything I can do to get involved to helping Ginger, or you know, making sure the baby's needs are met.
And you know, KAHLIL, two things that we were talking about before. One is the skin-to-skin contact, which women do all the time.
Right.
But it is like delicious for guys to get to do that too. And for the babies, it's as nutritious as the milk is. And the second thing is introducing a bottle. Once the breastfeeding is going well, usually after 2 or 3 weeks, that's the time to start with a bottle, because if you wait too long, some babies won't take it.
Absolutely, right. I was saying that I had that experience with my older child, and then I knew better, my second child, to introduce it right away. Well, not right away, because you want them to latch on first.
That's right. You want to get the breastfeeding going well. Then you only want 1 bottle a day. You don't want too many bottles. But that's a tremendous opportunity to kind of Gucci be with your baby, and to give your wife a break as well.
Gucci.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Introduce the bottle early, so that the father can help out even more in the feedings.
Right.
Great.
Yes.
Thank you. What great information about this very important topic. Heather, we hope we've given you helpful advice. Here's a recap of what we've learned about involving dads in the breastfeeding process. Breast milk provides ideal nutrition and is best for babies. Breastfed babies tend to be healthier, have fewer infections, and are less likely to get certain chronic diseases. Moms should encourage their partners to be involved in the breastfeeding process. Fathers play an important role in a successful breastfeeding. And finally, dads should be sure to spend lots of time with your baby to establish a close bond. If you have a question you would like us to answer, go to our website, aplaceofourown.org, or write us at A Place of Our Own, KCET 4401 Sunset Boulevard, Los Angeles, California 90027. Coming up next, another great way for new dads to bond with their babies. We'll learn the techniques of baby massage. Joining me now to show us how dads can share the nurturing touch and bonding experience that baby massage provides is certified infant massage teacher Tina Allen. Hi, Tina.
Hi, it's great to see you again.
Great to see you. So this is a great activity for dads to bond with baby. Tell us why.
It is. Well, there's all kinds of opportunity for you to have, of course, one-on-one time with your baby, which you may not always get to have if mom's taking care of lots of activities for the baby. And there's skin-to-skin contact and eye-to-eye contact and opportunities to talk to baby, communicate, and just express your love through touch.
Let's go through the steps on how you do this.
Okay. Well, first thing is we're showing baby up here on a table for demonstration purposes. You would never normally have a baby up on the table. But what we do first thing is relax. So let's take a couple deep breaths and just roll our shoulders back, and then we'll do a little bit of massage.
Okay, so take a deep breath.
And roll your shoulders back.
Okay.
And just kind of forget about everything else you have to do, because you want this time to be a relaxed time together. And so what we'll do first is we have some grapeseed oil here, which is all natural and edible, because babies put their hands and their feet and everything in their mouth. So you want to use something
that's edible.
And olive oil is a good option too, but we have grapeseed for today. And so first thing, we'll go ahead and keep the baby nice and warm. Make sure you have a nice warm room, so maybe keep the blanket close by.
Okay. And we want to talk about, it is warm in this room right now too.
It is. You want to have your room warm like a summer day, like 75 to 78 degrees. So a little bit warm for us, but as you can see, our babies aren't wearing clothes. They won't get cold, but normal babies would. So we want to have it nice and warm. So get a little bit of oil, and you can add more. So just get a little bit. And first thing you have to do is ask permission, because we want to ask permission every time we touch babies to teach them respect and know that we just care about them and want to be an experience together. So show them your fingers and ask the baby out loud, is it okay if I give you a massage?
Is it okay if I give you a massage?
I think our babies are saying yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They're smiling.
So we'll start. You are already with your baby and you're used to being with your baby, so you can start right up on the arms, the shoulders, and make some strokes coming down.
Okay.
And stroke a few times, just making connection. And then we'll choose one arm to start with and go ahead and do a gliding stroke. So cupping the arm and gliding up towards the hand. And you want to do these strokes probably 2 or 3 times. And then going into a stroke called hugs and kisses. So doing a hug and coming up and blowing a little kiss. Trying to make eye-to-eye contact as much as you can. And blowing another little kiss. And when you get to the hand, doing some strokes right on the hand. So I'll turn this doll's hand really funny just so we can see. And just doing some strokes on the hand, on the palm, and each little finger. You could do these same strokes on the legs, on the feet, on the toes.
Now let's talk about safety precautions. I know you mentioned that you wouldn't have them high up on a table like this.
Right, you'd have them nice and low. When you're sitting on the ground comfortable, maybe you're sitting so you have your back against something. So you're very comfortable, making sure they're warm, making sure there's nothing in their way that would be harmful, because they will grab things that are close by. And again, making sure the oil's edible, because they will eat the oil probably.
Okay, and then what would our next step be?
And we'll go ahead and we'll stroke back up. And then you would repeat all of those strokes on the other arm. So we would, at the end of both arms, just stroking down. And then we might do a little bit on the tummy or on the chest. And we can show a little bit on the chest. So we can just place our hands here and drawing great big hearts.
And what age is this appropriate for?
Starting about 3 weeks of age, because by then, especially with abdominal massage, their umbilical cord area has healed. They've had a well baby checkup. We know everything's okay with baby, so that this is okay for them. And you want to also think about when they have a fever or they're sick, they might not feel well for massage, so it might not be appropriate. Or if they've had a recent immunization or vaccination, you want to wait 72 hours. But 3 weeks of age is a good time to start.
Okay, this is a wonderful way for dads to bond with their baby, that skin-to-skin contact. Thank you so much, Tina. If you want more information about dads and breastfeeding, or to share your ideas on our message boards, go to our website, aplaceofourown.org, where you can download tips, use our multimedia service, or talk online with others. Thanks to all of our friends who joined us, but most of all, thank you. Remember, you are your child's first teacher. We'll see you next time on A Place of Our Own. Let's go in there.